But you know, it is a fantastic show.
Yeah.
Shogun. That is a fantastic show.
We didn't review it when it came out, but rewatching it from the beginning and watching everything about it and
Yeah.
reading up about some of the history behind it.
Yeah, well, it's based off historical events that like happened in the past, right? Well, it's based off Tornaga, the regent in this TV series. He's based off of Ieyasu. He's one of the like three great unifiers of Japan. It's not like historically accurate to like the history books, but basically the author of the book Shogun based all his characters off of like living people that actually like lived during this time frame that the book takes place.
It's an historical fiction.
Yeah, it's historical fiction. Every book, all the acting here is incredible.
Yeah, no, for a TV series, like you could tell sometimes when it is a TV series, like sometimes the backgrounds like just look clearly like they're green screen.
Yeah,
but the actual acting and the characters is like, I mean, I don't speak Japanese, but you actually when you read through all the subtitles and you actually see all the emotions of the characters, like it's really good.
Yeah.
Like, it's really solid. It's believable. I think that's the biggest thing about it. It's believable.
Like, you know, a series is good when it's speaking a different language and you and I are captivated even when they're like, we don't even understand what they're saying. We're just reading the subtitles.
Yeah, it's really cool.
That's when, again, like I said, that just shows
it's
you
great
have a
when
really
a series
great
can
TV
do
series.
that.
It is. It really is. And all was really cool seeing like all the Japanese customs of the time frame.
Oh yeah, like how if you're dishonorable to somebody, you just disembowel yourself.
Yeah, I always thought that was kind of funny. It was like Japanese culture was the only time where it was like, oh, you dishonored me, kill yourself.
Well, the show could have played it off like, oh, why these barbarians, look at them do this, but the show plays it off like realistically within the actual series of the show. Like it's realistic within the actual like time frame.
Yeah.
So it's like. Sometimes that could be a little bit like you could play that wrong, but they played everything right usually in this series.
Yeah.
Like even like down to like the costumes and like all the big set pieces. It's just it looks fantastic.
Yeah.
The one part about this series that was kind of like, do you really need to add that, like the boiling alive scene? I was like.
Yeah, that was brutal.
I don't need to add that.
That was one of the most brutal scenes I think I've seen in like a TV series because it was just like the screaming you heard like throughout the episode. You're like, oh my gosh.
Yeah. Oh, and another thing I wanted to mention was the intro for this series is awesome. And when you get the Blackthorn like drawing a map of the world, like it's just scenes like that is just like
in the rock garden. Looking thing.
Well, it just all the sets you just remember like what actually happens in this show. So
and it explores like the samurai. It explores like the current political situation too. Because remember, this was based off actual history. So the premise of Shogun, the emperor. It's like a year after the emperor. I think it was a year after the emperor died, right? And his son of the emperor is not fit to rule yet. So basically, he installed.
I think it's still a young kid, yeah.
When he died, he basically said, "All right." He broke up his power into. Basically like a council of these regions, and each region there's different like obviously there were like leaders that were more powerful than others. The biggest ones were the bad guy in this Oda, I think it's Oda, right? Oda.
Yeah.
Oh, Oda, yeah.
Yeah, this is
yeah, Oda, and then obviously they got Toranaga, who's Ieyasu.
Yeah, the other regions. I do like in this show though, like
it's like Game of Thrones but Japanese.
Yeah, like I really like this time period for Japanese history because like the whole Shogun era is just it's so fascinating.
Yeah,
and like obviously the Blackthorn character, like the guy he's based off of, introduced like advanced boats. Yeah, advanced boats that actually like, just do naval warfare.
Yeah, that whole like them discovering Japan was a huge like
shift,
turning point in Japan. Yeah.
Well, because then everybody all of a sudden like all the big countries wanted a piece of Japan because they already knew about them, the Americas.
But also it showed them that like their Christianity was also at war with itself too between the Protestants and the Catholics, which was a kind of a focal point in. I would say the more like it's throughout the series. I give this a solid. The reason I give this like a solid 9 out of 10 is because the season finale is great, but it felt like an episode a little bit more than a finale.
I really want to see what they do with season 2 and 3.
Yeah, because they finished the book in this season, so there wasn't a sequel to the book.
Ishido, yeah, that's what you're thinking of. You're thinking of Ishido.
Yeah, so I don't know if they're gonna tell about Ieyasu and his rise to power because this was like where it started. His power like began to rise here in this book or in this season. So what if they're just gonna keep telling his story and basically up to when he became the Shogun of Japan?
Yeah, it's gonna be cool. I really hope that they can keep the same level of quality for the next few seasons because they really like. You could tell like where they were trying to like cut corners a little bit, but a lot of this show is just really like striking. It's just really striking images.
Who would you say is your favorite character in this show?
I'd say probably Toranaga because he's so tactical.
I was gonna say I thought you were gonna say William Blackthorne.
John Blackthorne.
Or John Blackthorne. Yeah, no, William Blackthorne's a guy.
I do like John Blackthorne.
I request the return of my crew and my ship.
Yeah.
Pretty please, Emperor. Pretty please.
Yeah, seriously. Like he's just unrelenting. He just wants I want to get the fuck out of here.
He's like, I shipwrecked here. I don't want to be here. You just boiled one of my guys alive. I don't want to be here.
Then he just keeps getting handed shit because he's a brave.
Well, because he needed him.
Lad, yeah.
Well, remember he was using those. Remember when they were like firing those cannons, and he basically made him in charge of the cannon army.
Well, I love
whatever
how
they call it there.
I love how everybody in this show has an arc though. It's like he's like Toranaga goes from like super respected member regent. And then he gets kind of disgraced, and he kind of has to go out.
Well, he's getting impeached in the beginning of this.
Yeah.
Well, and then he ends up playing a major role in like Japanese history. Well, the person he's historically based off of did. I mean.
Yeah. Well, this is right around the time when cannons and gunpowder gets introduced. So that was it's like they don't really play it up much in the show. Like you only get to see like a few like sections of it, the cannons, and then all of a sudden you just get a huge earthquake that just kind of destroys that whole plot line.
Yeah.
But cannons are still like I mean, they're still super important for Japanese culture.
Yeah, and
at this particular time.
And I agree with you on Toranaga, dude. He's
the best character in the show by far.
My favorite leader in like any TV show I've ever seen.
Yeah, I was always glued to the screen whenever he's on screen.
He was just so poised and restrained. Like he looks
sweet.
He looks cool, and also you could tell like he knows something you don't. You know what I mean? It's he looks defeated, but like that he's not defeated.
He looks like a leader.
He's like when he's defeated, you're like no, he's gonna pull something off. I know what he's gonna. I don't know what he's gonna do, but he's gonna do something. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for real.
So, anyways, Shogun.
Yeah, highly recommend Shogun.
Highly recommended.
Great series.
Fantastic.
You can tell if a series is good if our videos are short. If our videos are short, really nice. If our videos are long, we got something to say.
if it's really bad, then we're just gonna film the entire thing and roast it.
Yeah.
Anyways, go see Shogun.
All right, bye everybody.